Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one crazy, epically cool, and amazing ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. Tonight we have with us Bandolero superstar Hunter Morgan. Welcome to the show, Mr. Hunter Morgan.
Thanks for having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be on.
Okay, so Hunter, it is my pleasure to have you on too. So Hunter, let's talk about your racing career. Where did this awesome journey begin for you?
It started back when I was around 4 or 5, somewhere in that area, and we had moved to our current house, and my neighbor had a go kart, and I saw, and I was like, I'm ready to race, and it was on from there.
Okay, very cool. So, Hunter, what was it like for you to climb behind the wheel of a race car for the first time? A go-kart race car.
It was definitely an experience. I don't really remember much because I was so young, but it was definitely a fun time, and it had me hooked.
Okay. So, Hunter, let's talk about the story behind your race car number now. Where did that awesome number come from? What's on the side of your race car?
There's not really much of a story behind it. It was my favorite number whenever I was younger, and I chose it. And I've just stuck with it. And it's kind of been my lucky number.
Okay. So, Hunter, how much success have you had as a race car driver?
I've definitely done pretty good in my opinion. I know whenever I did my time in go-karts, I had a good amount of wins. I know in my last year in go-karts, I had about 28 wins out of 32 races. And I had three championships, one track champion and two series championships.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So, Hunter, what would you say has been the best win you've had out of your career so far?
The best one I think I've had was 2 years ago in a bando whenever I was able to win and at my home track for my first time.
Very cool, very cool. So, Hunter, what is your 5-year plan with your racing career?
My 5-year plan with racing is hopefully I'm able to move up into a late model and then, try and get pretty good in there and just see where life takes me from there.
Okay, so what is your 10-year plan with the racing now?
I, but about after about 10 years, I'm hoping to have a start in the NASCAR Truck Series, if not a few. But that's my 10-year plan. I mean, you can't really predict the future.
True, true, true. So, Hunter, and with your racing career, who helps work on your race cars?
My dad and AK Performance, my dad really helps a lot whenever we're just racing at my home track, helps do a lot of the maintenance. And whenever we're at some of the national events like Summer Shootout in Atlanta, AK Performance is there to help me out with coaching and maintenance.
Okay, okay. So, Hunter, what is okay out of your racing career? What is the wildest ride you've ever taken in a race car?
The wildest ride I've ever taken was definitely last year. We were at Anderson and a car in front of me spun and he didn't hold the brakes and it just sent me up into the wall and into the catch fence.
Oh, did you get hurt at all, Hunter?
I think the worst thing I had was a bruised leg, but I was able to walk away from it.
Very cool, very cool. So, Hunter, who do you have for sponsors on your race car?
I have a list for this because I know I'm going to forget them.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
It is Zarati Shop, Fuller Paving, Quality Heating and Air, Texas Roadhouse in Bristol, Tennessee. Actually, no, Bristol, Virginia. One sec. Universal Machining and Tool, and WJ Motorcycle Shop, and JB Auto Works.
Okay, are you still looking for sponsors for your racing team?
Oh, we're always looking for sponsors. Anything helps just because it's so expensive running my car. I mean, we're not even in the late models yet.
Okay. So if there's anybody going to be out here watching this racing show with me and Mr. Hunter Morgan, and you'd like to help him out, reach out to Hunter Morgan and his family and their racing team because they'd appreciate the sponsorship on Hunter's race cars he gets put into his racing career. So Hunter, when you're at the track and you're ready to go out on the track, um, what helps get you psyched up and motivated to go out there and do what you do?
Um, it's just being able to sit there and really concentrate on, run the race through my head, go through all the possibilities that could happen. And I try my best to plan it out how it's going to happen, but very rarely that actually happens.
Okay. So Hunter, what is your home racetrack that you race on?
It's a King Sports Speedway. They're about 15 minutes from us.
Okay. And what is your favorite racetrack that you've ever raced on?
Um, it's either Tri-County or Charlotte.
Okay. So Hunter, do you have a racing nickname?
Not one that I really like.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We got to find you a pretty cool one, That way, that one, something you like, definitely. So Hunter, when it comes to, what do you like to do away from the racetrack? What are some things that you like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
Um, definitely being on iRacing with my friend Marty and some of my other friends, getting ready for the next week's race or just having fun on there.
Okay. So, Hunter Morgan, um, who are some of your friends at the racetrack?
As I've already said, Marty Roberts. I've also got Mason Roberts. I mean, they're with me every weekend at Kingsport. Whenever it goes to some of the bigger tracks like Charlotte, we have Neil Doolin. He's a really good friend of mine, and he's a really cool dude. Ben Morabito. There's too many to list because we're all just one big group of friends.
Okay. So, Hunter, when you're at the racetrack and you're getting hungry, what's your favorite thing to eat at the racetrack?
Definitely the track chicken tenders. I don't think I've ever been to a track where they've messed them up.
Okay. So, when you're away from the racetrack, what's your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Texas Roadhouse, not only because they're my sponsor, but they have the best food in my opinion.
Okay. So, when you're at home, what's your favorite home cooked meal that your family makes for you?
Definitely spaghetti. It's either that or steak.
Okay, very cool. How do you like your steak, Hunter? Give me the secret of a perfect steak for Hunter Morgan.
Medium rare with a loaded baked potato or corn.
Ooh, game on. So Hunter, what do your school friends think of you being a race car driver?
Not very many people know about it. I'm not very open about it at school, but the few that do know that I race, they think it's pretty cool.
Okay, very cool. So, do you help work on your race car also, Hunter?
Yeah, I do a lot of the maintenance on my car. Whenever my dad does help, it's with the big projects like pulling the engine and changing stuff on that because we go through solenoids way too much on it. But usually I'm able to do most of the maintenance.
So, Hunter Morgan, when it comes to maintenance of your race car, what is the favorite part of the maintenance part of the job that you do?
It's not really my favorite thing to do, but probably changing the gears just because it's quick and easy. But most of the time, that's also the hardest thing to do because there's a lot of parts in the way.
Okay. So, Hunter Morgan, when it comes to kids coming into the racing world, do you have any advice for them just once they get ready to climb into the race car for the first time?
Whenever they're getting ready to get in, if they're newer, I talk if I know them, talk to them, get them ready for the race, and I just let them do their own thing. Get themselves mentally prepared in their own way.
Okay. Who is your racing hero, Hunter Morgan? Who is the one race car driver or multiple race car drivers that you look up to?
Um, I know this isn't very popular, but Kevin Harvick or Tony Stewart.
Okay, very cool. Have you ever met Kevin Harvick or Tony Stewart?
I've had a couple of pictures with both of them, but I haven't, really talked to him per se.
Okay. So Hunter Morgan, when it comes come to this portion of the show, I'm going to go ahead and go like this. We're going to turn it over to you. You can ask me some questions now. How's that?
I mean, I don't really have any for you, but you know, I haven't really been able to think of any, but it's definitely cool that you let me ask questions.
Yes, yes, not a problem, not a problem. Um, do you follow any other racing series besides Bandolera Racing and NASCAR? Well,
Um, I follow the cars tour mainly, bunch of smaller local tracks like to follow around online. And I like to keep a little bit updated on dirt. I think it's pretty cool what they do on there.
oh yes, yes, yes. And I'll tell you what, Beans, you like to watch a little dirt, Hunter. There's some people that I'm going to suggest you probably get a hold of on dirt and just watch what they do too, because I'll tell you what, there's some pretty cool talent out there. I'll tell you what, Hunter, there's a kid, his name is Nolan. He's out of Chelsea, Iowa. He's been on my racing show when we were over on Facebook Live, and definitely something to watch. Dallin at 12 years old got put behind the wheel of a stock car, full size stock car for the first time. His sixth night out, he went out and beat 28 to 29 adults and brought home $900 as a 12-year-old.
That's impressive.
And then at the age of 16, Dad's like, okay, we're going to the Bristol Dirt Nationals for the first time. We're taking my car and his car. Sure enough, the kid goes out and wins the first ever Bristol Dirt Nationals and brings home $50,000 as a 16-year-old.
Yeah, he's definitely got some talent if he's able to go out and win Bristol Dirt.
Oh yes, exactly, exactly, exactly. So yeah, Hunter, it's my pleasure to have you on board with me. Let's talk about the trophies you got behind you there. What do you got for trophies sitting right behind you?
Behind me, I just have a couple of the trophies from Kingsport this year, but I have a whole bunch more in my room from my years in bandos.
Okay. So what's your favorite part about being a race car driver, Hunter?
Um, it's definitely being able to drive at such a young age. Having the thrill and adrenaline whenever you're going up against sometimes 20 other drivers in such a small track and going so fast.
Do you ever sit and get in awe on yourself and say, you know what, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I've got racing fans that follow me. And oh yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely sometimes where I'm like, what did I even get myself into? But this is a lot of fun that I'm doing.
yes. And I'm glad, like I said, I hope you're enjoying yourself being on this YouTube show. It's pretty cool to have you kids on here. Definitely, it's kind of cool to go to the tracks and kids like yourself come up and say, "Oh, we didn't know you were a YouTuber. That's pretty cool." So yeah, Hunter. Like I said, you don't have any questions for me. I was hoping you had some questions for me. That was that would be quite the thing to have you ask some questions for me. So
Yeah, I mean, I really suck at thinking of questions. I'm usually the one that gets the questions asked. That's where I perform best, in my opinion.
So I got one more question for you, Hunter. Being you're still in school yet, but you're out for summer. What is your favorite subject in school?
Um, it probably science or social studies.
Okay, very cool, very cool, very cool, very cool. So another question I have for you, Hunter. Being you race carters, you guys collect things. Do you collect anything?
I definitely have a good collection of 124 scale die cast and Hot Wheels. I have way too
Okay,
many
very
Hot
cool,
Wheels.
very cool, very cool. I'll tell you what, Hunter, I've got a really unique story I got to share with you, being drawn with me. I don't know if you follow any type of IndyCar racing or anything like that, but did you ever hear of the name Dan Walden at all?
Yeah, Dan Weldon. Yeah, I know who he
Okay,
is.
okay, okay, okay. Do you realize what he collected when he was alive?
What?
He had one of the weirdest collections, and you would have thought, man, this guy is high maintenance. When they got ready to do an interview with him, they asked him, they said, well, Dan, race car driver like yourself, collecting, da, da, da. And he says, yeah, he says, but what do you collect? And they says, well, Dan says, I'm not like these race car drivers that collect die cast or helmets or anything like that. Come on into my house. So he went into the house and took him into his closet. And he says, I collect new pairs of tennis shoes. Okay. So they said, well, what's up with that? And he says, My thing is this: the minute I get a pair of tennis shoes dirty, I toss them out and put on a new pair. Okay. So he says, I got between 300 and 400 pairs of brand new Pumas in my closet. You talk about high maintenance, right?
Yeah. There's no way I could work with that. I get shoes destroyed and dirty and real fast.
And they said, his wife says, you want to talk about something else high maintenance. When it comes to washing his clothes and stuff like that, you go into his closet, all of his hangers are color coded, and all of his pants have to be hung a certain way, along with his shirts. Wouldn't you say that was a little more extreme high maintenance?
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't work for me. I mean,
No, 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 no. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But Hunter, it's been my pleasure to come on here and have you come on here and talk to me about your racing career. It is definitely awesome to sit and talk to you guys that race, you kids and adults. Midway through your season, I would love to have you back on here again to give us an update as to what's going on with your racing season. If that'd be cool with you.
yeah, I'd love to be back on the show. It was a lot of fun being on here. And thank you for allowing me to come on here and talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything out there you want to say to the kids to get them to come to my racing show?
For anyone that's watching, if you want to get in, don't be scared about it and just try your best. The worst thing that can happen is you don't like it.
Yes, yes. But thank you very much, Hunter Morgan. I will call you in a little bit to thank you in person. Before I let you go, do you have anybody else you would like to send a special thank you out to?
I'd really like to give a special thanks to my grandma. She does so much for my racing.
Okay. And do you have a ring page that the racing fans can follow you on?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram account, but I don't really do much on it. It's mainly the Facebook page. It's Hunter Morgan Racing. We're always looking for anyone and everyone to come on it.
Okay, very awesome, Hunter. Very awesome. Thank you very much, Hunter. I will let you step out and I will give a little racing news update and I will call you back call you in a little bit to thank you in person, okay?
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, and this was a blast.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Hunter Morgan, Bandolero driver, definitely superstar in the making and superstar right now in the racing world. But Hunter has got some really awesome sponsors. He's always looking for sponsors. Definitely a kid that's going places with his racing career. But pretty phenomenal to have Hunter Morgan on this racing show with me. But if you guys want to go follow Hunter Morgan on Facebook, go hit up Hunter Morgan Racing on Facebook. Definitely something to check out his racing page. But I would like to thank Hunter Morgan and his racing team for being a part of this racing show with me tonight, talking to us about his racing career. And I also like to thank my sponsors, New England Hemophilia Association and uh, Manning Motorsports. Once again, give a little racing news update for you. Again, David Gravel picked up the High Banked Nationals up in Brendan, South Dakota at Houston over the weekend. Congratulations to David Gravel for picking up the final night's win. But also, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Berry is going to be driving the number 4 car next year for Kevin Harvick, taking over for Kevin Harvick at Stewart Haas Racing. So definitely something to look out to watch there next year with the NASCAR series. But also our thoughts and prayers go out to Scott Bloomquist and his family and their racing team. As Scott is battling cancer. Our best wishes and well wishes are going out to Scott Bloomquist and that racing team. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys would like to sponsor my racing show or be on my racing show, you can text me or call me at 712-209-7138, or you can email me at jjnolan151@gmail.com. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank everybody for being a part of this racing show with me. But you guys have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan Full Car Racing Show, #1 on YouTube.